All right, guys, Chad and Scotty here with Strength Rebels. We're going to be talking about the squat assessment. All right, now a reminder of our pyramid that we use for the protocol or the assessment protocol. And the very first position is a postural assessment, or a positional assessment, sorry. The positional assessment, we had Scotty down in a relaxed bottom position, just looking at what his natural bottom positions are and what the tendencies are of the person that we're working with. From that, we've just collected data that we're going to be using, and then how we're going to teach our athlete to squat, or our person to squat. So the actual squat assessment is not that far off than simply trying to show the person how to squat and what the basic 4 rules are of squatting and what that means to this person. Because the thing to understand is it's going to be different for Scotty, for myself, for Joe and Jane. They're always going to be different, okay? So there are 4 basic rules that we're looking for. First one, flat foot. That flat foot should have 3 points of contact throughout, and we'll talk to our athlete about those 3 points. Next point, we want to see knee tracking, so that the kneecap, the patella is driving over the middle toe. Third point is that we want to maintain neutral to slight extension of the spine throughout our squat. The fourth point, most importantly at this time, is we want to maintain the first 3 points and go as deep as we possibly can with those 3 maintained. So what we're going to do is, we've already done the bottom position with Scotty, so we're going to have him turn face this way and get into the same squat with the stance that he found that was most comfortable in the relaxed bottom position. From here, we're going to instruct our athlete towards posture, so shoulders back, slight retraction here with a slight extension throughout the spine or into neutral. Okay, at this point, we're going to teach our athlete to start the squat from hips and knees at the same time. So we see a lot of times too much of this and too much of this. We want it to be somewhere right in the middle, where the hips are going to shift back, the knees are going to start bending simultaneously. So at this point, we're going to ask Scotty to have his hands out in front of him to counterbalance the position. And while doing this, maintaining and maintaining an eye gaze forward throughout. Now, we're going to ask Scotty to slowly start moving and just do a little quarter squat to a half squat. Start moving, good, excellent, stand up. Now at this point, reminder, you've already asked the athlete or you've already done the hip hinge with the athlete. So we should have already assessed some base levels of motor control, which is very, very important. So that first part of the squat is similar to the hip hinge, so we understand what kind of motor control issues that we have. Now, of course, Scotty has decent motor control, so if we do see good motor control, we start progressing past. At this point, we're going to find what is Scotty's limitations on range of motion. Okay, so go ahead, Scotty, and we're going to hit a full depth squat for Scott. Moving, we're watching. Now, right now, you see rule here, spine is maintained, knee tracking, flat feet, a little farther, and you can already see how this is starting to break. Thoracic lumbar junction is moving, the pelvis is turning. Pop it back all the way up. Now, very similar to the hip assessment, at this point we can start to understand, is this a range of motion issue or is this a motor control issue? So when we get down to that half squat where Scotty stopped originally, so come past, or down, sorry, and then just a little bit deeper where we lose that position, okay? You can see this is starting to get lost. Now, we're gonna ask and instruct Scotty, can he correct these positions? Which he cannot, okay? You notice for him to correct it, he knows the answer for himself. He brings his range of motion up, right? His hips rise. Go ahead and pop back up. Now, when we start moving around the pelvis and changing the hip orientation, we have to understand that we always want to maintain that point of contact on the foot. So there's 3 points of contact: heel, behind the big toe, and behind the little toe. Those must be maintained throughout. So as we start moving people's pelvis and hip around, we want to make sure that they're not shifting their weight on their foot. They maintain that flat foot position. Turn towards the front. Let's just see this one more time from the front, Scotty. Good, excellent. So you can see here the knee tracking, flat foot positions, eye gaze vertical, spinal position maintained. Any deeper in this from the front position, you'll start to see that collapsing. And you can see it in the video from the front. So pop it back up. So again, with Scotty, this was very simple. With people that you're going to be working with, this might take a lot of practice. There might be a little bit of changing of the foot positions, some modifications required and needed for every individual, because everyone's going to be a bit different as to what their ideal squat position is going to be. Okay? Thanks a lot, guys. Start practicing this and make some comments below. Thanks a lot.